Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV, and we're here for the Burnley versus Man City preview. Game is tomorrow evening, and I'm joined by Joe from TurfCast Podcast. Hi Joe, how you doing, mate?
What about yourself, pal?
I'm all right, mate. The guys already know I'm knackered. I'm driving up from Paris from this morning, so I'm still just outside Luton. This is Mr. DT land, apparently. I don't know why he doesn't support his local club. Glory hunter, Mr. DT. Anyway, enough of that. We're here to talk Burnley versus City.
Yeah.
And I'll start us off, Joe, by asking, how's your season going so far?
You've got to look at it from our point of view and say it's a good season so far. I think if you look at it and dissect it a little bit more, it's a little bit indifferent. Like we need to sort of get going and then just sort of like stop with this and thinking, right, we can kick on from here, and then we'll get beat or something will happen. Like we've recently lost 3 games in a row. There were the Leicester away game, the Chelsea at home game, and then the Sheffield United away game where we got absolutely battered by a newly promoted side. They've done very well, to be fair. Yeah. I remember being quite happy with that result. Dice then changed it around a bit. It seemed to be like a bit of a beginning moment for the season. They then beat West Ham 3-0. They've been a bit indifferent this season. Well, they've just gone a so, but they're a decent enough side. So it's a good result for them. And then we beat Watford 3-0, a team who had just won their first game of the season against Norwich. I remember thinking, right, they could kick on now. But thankfully, we beat them quite comfortably. But then we go and put in the performance that we did against Palace on Saturday, and it's the same sort of thing. Again, it's a little bit stop-start. It just seems to be like, right, we're going to get going or we've stopped. But we're 10th in the Premier League and we're Burnley, so at the end of the day, we've got to be happy with that. And as you were saying earlier, like a win on Saturday could have taken us into the top 6. So we've got to be happy with that. Of course, we've got to be happy with that. And I am happy with the season so far. It's just a little bit frustrating how it could be better.
Yeah. Bearing in mind that you're 10th, you're 3 points off 5th. What do you think are realistic targets for Burnley this season?
I think top 10. I think where we are now, are we happy with that? I think first and foremost, at the start of every season, pretty much everyone outside the top 8 is always survive. No matter how much people want to kick on and become bigger football clubs, if you are anyone outside the top 8, that has to be your main aim, because anybody outside, from Everton down, really, I'm saying that now, and they're struggling, to be fair, but you always sort of feel like Everton's all right. But everyone from including top 6, Leicester and Everton, for me, they could all go down. So I think the first and foremost, have a good start. Make sure you're not going to go down. It's looking like we're not going to go down now, thankfully. Fingers crossed, touch wood. So now kick on and hopefully get into the top 6. I think that's it.
Yeah. Top 6 would be good. Top 6. I mean, does it ever worry you? I'm going to get onto Sean Dyche and potentially moving to other bigger clubs, let's say. But do you ever worry about changing your style and trying to really push on? Or do you look at other clubs who've tried that, like Watford, like others who've tried Stoke, who've tried that and end up getting relegated, and Stoke could go down into the first division, like Sunderland, who dropped down into the first division and stuff like that. Watford struggling now. Do you worry about trying to change your style or your manager to change the style?
No, I think it works for us. What we do, it works for us. It gets a lot of stick, unnecessary stick. I mean, a lot of people sort of expect teams to play in a certain way. There's no expectation when it comes to football. You can play whatever way you want. I don't personally feel our way is a defensive long ball style to me just sometimes. So it's more of a compact. So when we don't have the ball, get compact, get in, make you go down the channels, and then we're confident in ourselves to be able to clear it with the likes of Tarky and Ben Mee when balls are coming in and Pope coming out from the crosses. But no, I don't think we should ever change our style. You used a lot of perfect examples there. Stoke's the obvious one. There was a lot of pressure on them and their manager from the media to change their style. They were labelled as bully boys and that sort of thing. They changed the style, they went down, and now they're in absolute freefall. Why would we want to put ourselves in that position?
Yeah.
What we've done so far has worked for us, and hopefully, and I presume we'll continue to do it, and it will continue to work.
Yeah. I mean, the way I look at it for Burnley is just like you have that stability and you inch forward. There's no chasing and taking risks.
Exactly. Like even the times that we'll get promoted in the Championship, you saw teams throwing absolute millions and millions and millions of pounds at it, just missing out. And then look at Bolton, for example. They've thrown money at it for years. Portsmouth, for example, in recent years. Why would we do that? The business model is, as you say, just keep improving a little bit, get players in. Andre Gray, perfect example, bought him for not that much. I think it was 6 million, sold him on for 18 million, in my opinion. We had Watford's pants for that one. But it's just keep doing things like that, making money, moving forward, progressing on the field and off the field as well. And that's what we're doing, and that's what we're continuing to do.
I'm going to ask you about Ben Mee because I think he's a good player, obviously ex-City kid. But outside of Burnley, he doesn't really get touted for England. Now, you had that, was it Michael Keane? And as soon as he moved to Everton, they talk about him playing for England. And I think Ben Mee is probably not... I mean, the door should have opened for Ben Mee, in my opinion. But how highly do you rate Ben Mee?
Ben Mee's class. I mean, he made a mistake at the weekend, and I think this is the reason why he doesn't get in the England squad. He is prone to a mistake. He's made a couple this season. Now, he made a lot. We made a lot of mistakes as a team last season. It wasn't just Ben. It's not just been Ben this season. Tarky's made a few as well. But Tarky's the same. He gets touted for England a lot by Burnley fans and has been in the England squad, to be fair, whereas Ben hasn't. I mean, Ben's had better seasons what he had this season and last season. The season we finished 7th, for example. A lot of them, obviously, we finished 7th. I think that should have been the season where if Ben was going to get a call up, he would have got a call up. I don't think it's going to happen now, to be honest. I think you're seeing the likes of Tyrone Mings getting, the young lad at Chelsea, Tomori, things like that. And now you're hearing stuff about, I know he's not a defender, but like the lads at Leeds getting called up. And I just think that now Southgate seems to be going a certain way. He's obviously going for youngsters. Ben's obviously, he's not old, but he's past that Southgate threshold, I think. And I think the only way he'd probably get in now is if there was an absolute crisis or if his form just suddenly was just incredible. I think Ben's problem is, like you said, he has got a mistake in him. It's rare, but he has it in him. And as a defender, you can't really be doing it because it will result in a chance. And 9 times out of 10 in the Premier League, it results in a goal. But I think he's not very good with the ball at his feet. Like, he doesn't run out with the ball. He can't take people on. I think that's his problem. That's where the likes of Tyrone Mings and Tomori getting ahead of him because they can play with the ball at their feet. And that's probably why Tarky's ahead of him as well because he can play with the ball at his feet.
Do you reckon he's more of a better old-style defender rather than what we're looking for in modern defenders, or some teams are?
Yeah, he's strong. You know, he'll beat you in the air. He'll throw his arms about and he'll stand on your toes. He is one of them. He's an old-school defender. He's a Tony Adams-style defender. Which isn't what Southgate wants to do with it. If Southgate, for example, wasn't here anymore, or Sam Allardyce was still here, I think it might have been different for both of them, not just Ben Mee. But Southgate has his way of playing it. It's done well so far. We got to the semi-finals of the World Cup, got to the semi-finals of the Nations League. Can't really complain, can we? But yeah, he's definitely old school. And I think if there were another manager, it might be different, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Talking about managers, Sean Dyche, he's not done bad for you guys, and obviously with the vacancies knocking around and potential Marco Silva getting the boot at Everton, people are linking, and it's only natural to link Ronnie with roles like that. I don't think he's going to be linked with the Everton role. With the Arsenal role. But do you think if they actually came calling for Sean Dyche at Everton, do you think he'd go?
If he had a gun to my head and said, like, is he going to go or not? I think obviously only Sean Dyche should know, but I think if Everton or West Ham came in for him, maybe he wouldn't want that chance. I'm not sure. But like I said, only Sean Dyche should know what really happened. Like, a lot of Burnley fans saying, "Oh, we're in this position in the league. Why would he want to go there? He's got this amount of freedom at Burnley." Because obviously we let him do pretty much everything at Burnley. He chooses the transfer targets. He goes out and negotiates with them, things like that. He picks the side. He does everything like that. He coaches the team as well. Because obviously some clubs do it differently. So a lot of fans will think, "Well, he's got everything here. Why would he want to go there?" And like if someone offered me a job doing what I'm doing, but on more money and with more pressure, you'd have confidence in your own ability to probably go to the next level. And maybe Sean is like that. I would presume he's like that. He's done so well for us. We've finished 7th in him. We've obviously won the championship, finished 2nd, stayed up, got relegated, stuck by him. And now we're doing it again. We're still improving. So it's only natural that he's going to get linked to other jobs. I think the likes of Everton and West Ham are that next step of club where if he left, I wouldn't really hold it again. I'll be a little bit disappointed if he did it during the season. But if he did leave, and he's not going to be here forever, let's be honest.
Obviously, one of the issues is these jobs come up during the season. And it's difficult for managers to want to leave. But if you are ambitious, look at Brendan Rodgers. He was at Celtic. He was going to get the treble at Celtic, and he left towards the end of the season. And I can see it more difficult if it was someone like West Ham or Everton. I can see there is that pull, there is that draw. But if it was someone like Arsenal, could you see Daichi being off like a shot if Arsenal said, we'll come and, we want you as our next manager? Do you think he'd just run down what it is, the M65, M6 and the M1 to get to Arsenal?
Good motorway knowledge there. I'm glad you knew the M65 there. I mean, it'd obviously go, wouldn't it? I mean, it's Arsenal. It's traditionally a top 4 club. It's one of the biggest clubs in the country. Like definitely one of the top 6. Of course it go, but obviously never going to happen, is it? They don't. Even if he'd done well at Everton already, I can't see Arsenal, a club like Arsenal, playing the way that Dyche plays.
But look at Arsenal. Arsenal could turn around and say, look, we've got Pepe, we've got Aubameyang scoring goals regularly, we've got Lacazette up front, we've got Ozil if we can work out how to use him, we've got a couple of other decent midfielders. Yeah, it's just our defence is rubbish, and Sean Dyche will sort the defence out. If Sean Dyche can sort the defence out and let those four or five attackers do their stuff, Arsenal could be onto a winner. You never know.
You never know, but I can't see it. Like I said, it's the way that Dyche plays. I think that Arsenal want a more expansive manager. They want somebody who's done a little bit more. They'd want somebody who has done well at somewhere like Everton, West Ham, or probably has won silverware abroad like they did with Emery. Obviously, that didn't work out, to be fair. Yeah. I think that the next step is a club like Everton, West Ham, even like Leicester. Obviously, he's not going to go there because...
Well, unless Rodgers leaves.
Well, yeah, true. Rodgers could be leaving, couldn't he? He has said he doesn't want to, but these sort of jobs are available where you wouldn't be surprised if he went.
Yeah. Let's roll on to the game then. Obviously, City are in a bit of bad form. We won only one game out of the last 5, conceding a lot more chances than we normally do, conceding a lot more possession. Teams are having a lot more passes than they used to with City, going back 2 years or even last season. So teams are looking at City and think we've got a chance. I don't think City, we've kept a clean sheet for 6 or 7 games. So are Burnley going to look at this game as a game they could or should win, or would you be happy with the points?
Oh, I'll definitely be happy with the point. If you offer me a point now and I just sit at home and not for each of tomorrow night, I'd take it all day long. Obviously, it's the same with anybody in the top 6. You'll take a point, but even though you're going into the game where your form's indifferent, I just think the standards that you've set are so high over the last few seasons. The fact that you are now stuttering a little bit, you just think like, oh, City are now not very good. I mean, you're still very, very, very good. You've still got world players who are going to stretch our comeback style. Thankfully, Aguero's out. He seems to score against us every single time. Every single week. It feels like that sometimes. But you've still got world-class players that can drag out defenders that position, that are capable of doing that. All right, you drew in Newcastle on the weekend, so our players might be looking at that and thinking, well, we're above Newcastle in the league. I think we're doing better than them anyway so far this season. We can get a point against them, so can we. But if we'd have beat Palace, I'd have been thinking, I can do this. But they were playing against Palace this weekend, has made me think we might actually get murdered. But it's when you're going into it. I think it's going to be a cagey start, and I think the first goal is massive, absolutely massive. I know it's big in every single game, but I think in this one in particular, I think if you get it early on, we could be on for an onslaught. If we keep you out quite a while like we did last season, we might be able to push on, and your confidence will be as high as it was last season. And hopefully nick a goal like we did a few seasons ago with George Boyd. But fingers crossed, but I'm not sure to be honest. I think I predicted on the podcast, I did this before the Palace game as well, that we'd get beat 3-1. I expected us to score because like I said, we've been leaking goals a bit. But we didn't even create much of the weekend. And the couple of chances we did create were just absolute howlers from Chris Wood. And he's been in really good form recently.
Yeah.
Like I said, if we went into it, if we're going into this before this Palace game, I'd be sounding a lot more confident. But because of the Palace game, I'm a little bit indifferent now. But I think we are capable of getting a point still because of your form looking at it. But it's a big ask.
I mean, I remember last season I was up at Turf Moor, and it was a tough old game, really tough. And it didn't look like we were going to score. Didn't look like you guys wanted to score either.
No, it's just the way we did it here.
In the end. I mean, for me, I think it's going to be a tough game. You've got weapons to hurt us. You've got Chris Wood. You've got Barnes. You've got height up front. Yeah. And I think on the corners, free kicks and throw-ins or whatever, you've got the beating of our defenders. We're not a tall side at all, unless even with Otamendi and Stones, we're still not. I think Otamendi's only about 5'11" or 6 foot, so we're not a tall side. And then obviously our strikers are like midgets. So I think that's definitely one way you're going to beat is what's your pace like down the sides? if you're going to play the ball down the channels, what's your pace like?
We tend to. It's not great, but it's not horrendous. I mean, Dwight McNeil's more a case of with the ball at his feet running at you, and he can run at you quite fast. But what we used to do in the days of Andre Gray is knock it into the channels and then use his pace and get down and ring. Chris Wood's no slouch, but he's not fast either. He's like, so I think you'll be all right in terms of pace. But it's getting the ball down. That is where we'll hurt you. We will get it down the wings. Hopefully, we'll get Dwight McNeil on the ball, the young lad who's been absolutely fantastic since he came in halfway through. And he'll hopefully run at your full-backs. And if he gets some balls in and Barnsley and Wood on the end of them, then who knows? But like I said, it'll be a big ask.
Yeah. Joe, we'll finish it off, mate, with a score prediction then.
I'll stick with what I said on podcast earlier. I'm going to go 3-1 City, but I'm a little bit more apprehensive about that now because you're so indifferent, we're so indifferent. It could probably go either way at the minute, but I think you'll score. I just think that I can't see you. I think it's 3 draws in a row now, isn't it, for you guys?
That's if you include the Champions League games.
I can't see you not winning again. It's just, I think now it'd be a case of, right, lads, we can't slip up anymore. But I think the title probably has got already for you guys, unfortunately. I don't think anyone wants to see Liverpool winning the league, including me.
Yeah.
That's probably already gone for you. But another drop point, it's definitely gone. I think it's definitely for you guys.
I'm going to have to go for a City win, obviously. It's imperative we win to keep our fleeting title challenge alive and also to be wary of the teams coming up. You know, Spurs in good form with Mourinho there. Leicester are already above us. Chelsea are not far behind us. So we've got to win. But I can't see it being a comfortable or an enjoyable evening for the lads. But I think you'll score. I think I'm just trying to work out, is it 1 or 2? I think you will score. I'll go for 2-1 to City. I think it's going to be a tight game. Your height's going to and your bruising attitude is going to take it out of some of those City players who I don't think are up for it this season. If someone's going to be really physical and work hard, some of the guys just think it's not worth it anymore, and you can see that. But are you going down tomorrow night?
Yeah. I only live literally a 5-minute walk away, so I'll be on definitely. Well, I'm a little bit intrigued to see how it's broadcast. Obviously, it's a new broadcaster this time, isn't it? I'm interested to see how they do it this time.
Amazon,
yeah, because I've not obviously seen them do it at football yet, so I'm interested to see how they do it. They've got a few games this week, so if I get a chance to catch one, but I'm working.
They've got all 10 games this week. They've got this is their week of all 10 games, and then the one. They've
got one in Christmas, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got. Is it the Boxing Day fixtures or all 10 games? And I like their adverts to say you watch all 10 games. You can't physically watch all 10 games, can you? But obviously you can watch one every night. It's going to be very interesting. It's not great for fans because I mean this is an 8:15 kickoff. We're lucky it's not far away in Burnley, but there are. It's like when you finish your game, it's going to be 10. It's going to be 10:15ish. You'll be out the ground about 10:15. It's already getting quite late, and it's like people have problems taking the kids, and you got to work the next day. And if it was a bit further away, it's just one of those. Another broadcaster, and you have to pay. So now you've got BT, you've got Sky, you've got Amazon. You're paying different broadcasters a little bit each to watch games if you want to watch them, or ridiculous times. I think I was talking to a Newcastle fan, and they said the first Thursday night football is Newcastle. I can't remember where they're going, but those fellas are going to get home about early hours of the morning, and it is. I don't know. I'll finish off with this. What do you think about the treatment of football fans in general? Traveling, paying football fans who actually pay to buy tickets to go to games, home or away, by the broadcasters now and by football.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great because obviously, like you say, it's luckily for you boys, it's not that far away. I literally live a walking distance away from the ground, and it's not even that far. It's a 10-15 minute walk at very, very best, probably 5 minutes on a good day. Yeah. But I'm not going to get home till 10:30. Then I've got to thaw out, so I probably won't even get up to bed until 11:30. So I think you do need to think a bit more about the games. Obviously, like you say, Newcastle fans' first away one, it happens to be on a Thursday night. Every single game for them is going to be miles away. So they should really think about that and think, well, maybe we should put them on like a Saturday night at 7, so it's a bit easier, or Saturday in the morning, so it's a little bit easier. I think broadcasters should have a bit of a responsibility think of the fans more. And even if it isn't the broadcasters, the Premier League should, because obviously the Premier League should look after the clubs and their fans. The broadcasters, you can kind of understand why they don't. It's not really up to them to look after the fans, but you would think that the Premier League would look after the fans.
Well, the Premier League don't care because they all always turn around and say it's up to the broadcast because they're paying the money. But the Premier League, when they're selling the rights, they could say something. You know, I mean, we had problems. Was it last season where with the Spurs' new stadium, and we had our game set, and then they had to change the date of the game because they double booked for the NFL, and so they shifted it to the Monday. They shifted, was it Everton versus United? I think they shifted that from the Monday to the Sunday. It just knackered a lot of people up. Some people couldn't go on Monday night because they couldn't get off work. Some people, I know a guy said he was coming from America, and he said, I can't change my ticket without it costing me like $600.
Yeah, it's stupid.
To stay next, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, this is where I think the Premier League should step in. Like the broadcasters aren't going to care because it's not up to them. But the Premier League, they're like obviously that's the governing body of the league. So therefore, when they're selling the rights, as you say, that should be part of it. Now, I don't even understand why they sell the rights so much. Like if it were up to me, they'd do what the NBA and the NFL do their own broadcast that way, and then stream and people pay to watch it on the stream. Like, I mean, I don't know if you're a fan of the NFL or the NBA, but you can just you can watch any NFL or NBA game just by paying to stream. And like every single Premier League game is broadcast somewhere in the world, so the feed is obviously there for the Premier League to tap into, even if they don't want to do it.
Maybe it'll go down that route one day soon. I think obviously, I think some of the richer clubs like United and Liverpool who know they'll benefit massively more than the others want that. Then you'll have the teams who don't have big followings, like I'd say Bournemouth, Burnley, teams who are getting under 20,000 fans or 25,000. It's probably not in their interest to do this. The collective bargaining is better for them than individual matches because they just wouldn't get the same returns. Bournemouth wouldn't get anything. You know, it's just the way it is. Right, Joe, I've got to get on that road. We've got 3 more hours to drive, but thanks very much for getting involved. I know you've had a tough day, mate. You had a tough day down at the Trafford Centre.
I enjoyed the Trafford Centre, unfortunately. The Trafford Centre actually wasn't that bad. I expected it to be really, really busy. It was a drive back. Yes, obviously the sector in the area around the Trafford Centre always gets rammed because obviously you've got Ski Factory there as well. You've got other stuff in the area. You've got the Trafford City Stadium, not there. But it can get really busy around there. So getting on the motorway there at that point were hard work, and I managed to get through it. I mean, so happy days.
All right, mate. Thanks very much. Hopefully it's a good game. And when we have the return, hopefully we'll have a chat again when we're playing in Manchester later on in the season. All right, mate. Cheers. Thank you very much, Joe.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.